So throughout this video, I plan on talking about two different gender disruptions that I've made on social media and through my life. The first came in 2018, the other came in 2016, and both were during very hard times in my life, times in my life where I was vulnerable, and I was scared to show my feelings. I'm going to show the dialogue that these disruptions created, and this dialogue isn't bad, but it was just people either agreeing with me or showing sympathy for me, and that's all I could ask for during that. I wasn't clearly looking for backlash. Throughout the semester, a couple things have stood out to me the most. First one being the Guyland reading, because I know so many people who are affected by that mentality and who are sucked into that trap of not moving on in their lives. And so growing up, while my mother and stepfather and dad were so adamant about me, expressing myself and being emotional and not letting my anxieties and depressions define me, there were still so many exterior factors that were telling me not to show my emotions and telling me not to be myself. And as you've seen in my gender credentials, I've laid out I am an emotional person. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and now that I've grown into this adult, I'm proud of that fact. The first example comes from an Instagram post I made on April 2nd, 2018 on my photography account. The second semester of 2018 was one of the hardest times of my life. My grandfather had passed away. I was lost, and all those anxieties and depressive tendencies that had gone away for so long were finally back. And in that post I wrote, "This past month and a half has been one of the most difficult times in my entire life. I'm so thankful for all of my family and friends that supported me and continue to support me. I would be nothing without the constant love and motivation I receive. That being said, if anyone is having trouble with their mental health or having trouble with anything in general, please feel free to reach out to me. I want everyone in my life to be happy. Life is a wave, we just have to continue to ride it and realize that we cannot control every aspect of it. My anxiety is not something that defines me, but it is a part of me. I can't hide it. I just have to work on improving it and myself. Much love." And the reactions I got from that were, obviously overwhelmingly good. There aren't a lot of safe spaces for young adult men, or just boys or men in general, to reach out and express their mental health. And I think by showing this post and what I did is showing my vulnerability to my friends, to my family, and to those people who follow me on social media. Not everyone has that luxury, obviously, which is sad. But, to escape from this idea of Guyland, we need to build these men up and not break them down from the moment they're born. It culminated into this generation of men who, some feel like they can express themselves, which is great, but more often than not, it's just them bottling up their anger, it's bottling up this anxiety, which isn't healthy for their future relationships, whether that be intimate or familial relationships. And to go along with Julie Wood's, the 4 stereotypes of men, there's also the 3 categories of men in the workplace that we talked about. It was the sturdy oak, the fighters, and the breadwinner. And none of that is healthy. We have raised a group of men who don't know how to express themselves, and if they do, they're afraid of the backlash that they will receive. Another example I'd like to bring up comes from September 14, 2016. For context, my freshman year of college, I went to school in New England. I went to a school where I didn't know anybody. There was only 5,000 kids there, and it really shocked me. So I was encouraged by my mom, because I have those people in my life who encouraged me to speak about my emotions and who encouraged me to be vulnerable, to make a vlog. And in that vlog, I sat down and I talked to the camera and I was expressing how I was feeling. And in that moment, don't think I'd ever felt more vulnerable to read from my Facebook post from that time. So I was encouraged by my mom to make a vlog describing how homesick I was. I decided to shoot the first episode last night. I know the quality's not the greatest and the audio kind of stinks, but the video quality will get better when I'm not having to edit multiple takes together. I'm not trying to throw a pity party for myself. I really am just sharing how I am feeling and trying to educate those who are wanting to go out of state for college what the first couple of weeks can be like. Obviously everyone's experience is different, but I thought I would share mine. Feel free to share and like. Thanks for watching. And I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me right away is the fact that I even had to note that I wasn't trying to throw a pity party for myself. I was trying to be vulnerable, but at the same time not making it about myself, even though it was about me. And that's just the culture of men that we live in, where even if we do feel like we want to express ourselves, we immediately jump into a place of, oh, but don't feel bad for me. This isn't to feel bad, this is for a greater good. When in reality, it can just be, please feel bad for me and help me. I need someone to talk to. So obviously, there are solutions to that, which entail raising our boys better and making them not afraid of therapy, making them not afraid of crying, making them realize that their mental health means so much. But I think one of the big solutions that we need to focus on is giving men accurate media representations. So instead of just Johnny Bravo, which is this guy who doesn't miss chest day and goes to pick up women, it's someone like me. Our media reflects our society, and vice versa. So if we're okay with showing men dealing with their own mental health on TV, it's become so much more regular to do it in real life. And that's something that I really want for all men. I'm lucky enough to be comfortable in my own skin, but I know there are thousands of men out there who aren't. And it's just truly sad, because you look at the things that we've learned in class and the things that Dr. Hickerson has pointed out, that men always have to be ready to fight or look like they're ready. They don't show emotion, they're womanizers. In college, you should be hooking up every night and blah, 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 blah. But these aren't things that should be normalized. I don't want to have to be ready to fight every time I go to a bar with my friends. And I don't think most guys really want to be, but we've all been socialized to do that. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me and to listen to what I have to say about something that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And as you saw in my gender credentials, I don't put my mental health below anything. It tops every single thing that I do because it matters that much to me. And you've seen that when I expose myself to those around me, there is such a good response. And I just want every man to feel that way. I don't want them to have to go through life bottling up their emotions, because we all know how dangerous that can be. Men should be represented as who we are in the media. We should be represented as emotional beings, because we are. But also, men need to take some initiative and create these safe spaces for themselves and reach out like I did and disrupt their gender norms and the gender stereotypes that surround us being emotional people and people who care about our mental health. And I think that if there's one takeaway from this it's that clearly the responsibility doesn't rely solely on us, it's a team effort. But if we don't start soon, my generation of men start to exhibit so much unhealthy behavior. And they will be stuck in Guyland, and they will be stuck in those 4 gender stereotypes presented by Julie Wood. If we don't do something soon, there isn't going to be an escape for my gender. There's going to be, obviously people who are not afraid to speak out, but the vast majority of those men will be bottling up their mental health. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thank you for a great semester, and I hope you enjoy your winter break.